Well, I'll talk about my experience about Japanese language, natural language processing in Kyoto. And I think it was a good experience because not only there were people who speak Japanese, but also people who speak English and give presentation in English. And even some people who have trouble with Japanese still manage to make those presentations in Japanese. Although it was difficult to understand because most of them were in Japanese, I could get some explanation in English on some papers. And basically I have chosen 3 papers that I could, the most that I could understand and that I find interesting. The first one, I'm sorry I don't remember the names of the professors, but the first one was an investigation about how the language affects the suicide and homicide rate. So basically what he said is what he had different languages and have like different, for example, article, verb, object verb, and adjective and substantive adjective. So depending on how it changed, he gathered data from suicide and homicide rates from many different countries and clustered into different languages. So, for example, I could have seen that Japan language plus Japanese has a higher suicide rate and homicide rate, and language Spanish has higher homicide rate and suicide rate. So, basically, managed to give to his hypothesis, basically. The second is we can see, for example, when we're chatting, we don't use correct language. It's like reduced language. So if you want to use that chatting, translate chat message in a company, and they speak different languages, you want to identify what is wrong from this sentence. For example, ikanakia, it's used as shortened sentence, but if you want to have the accurate translation, you have to say ikanakereba ikenai. So he tries to identify what part of this sentence should I change. And with that, it can improve the translation. And another one is very small research, I think, but nevertheless, it was a good presentation. And it was in English, even though the person who gave the presentation was a Japanese girl. So basically, she tried to analyze why English is on Japanese songs. So basically, tried to get all data from popular songs and analyze the structure. And basically said that English, although most Japanese people don't speak English, they're able to understand basic sentences. And also as a man to share emotions and other sentiments, basically. So basically gave some results for that, such as which one use most English, the female or male authors from the songs, and basically. So in conclusion, I figured that NLP is a wide subject and has many different problems, many different languages. And it's not only being researched by the researchers, but also by company workers as well. And they all join together to solve this huge problem, which is natural language. 以上です。